You know, life is funny. I don't mean ha-ha funny all the time. I mean it'll throw pies in your face and expect you to smile like you're on a sitcom. But here's the thing, if you can laugh loud even when things ain't perfect, you've already started to live right. Life has a way of throwing curveballs when you least expect it. One moment you're coasting along, everything's cool, you've got gas in the car, money in your pocket, and the Wi-Fi working just fine. Then boom, flat tire, phone bill doubled, and your boss just hit you with that "can we talk" message. Life doesn't ask permission before it shakes things up. But here's what you've got to understand. You can't always control the storm, but you can control how you face it. That's where the laugh comes in. Now, I'm not talking about a polite chuckle or that fake little laugh you give when someone tells a bad joke at work. I'm talking about real, deep, gut-busting laughter, the kind that bubbles up from your soul. That kind of laughter, it's powerful, it's healing, it's holy in a way, because when you can find joy, even a flicker of it, while everything around you feels like it's falling apart, that's strength. That's courage, that's living. Some folks think laughter is only for good times. But if you wait for life to be perfect before you let yourself smile, you might be waiting a long, long time. You'll be sitting there with your arms crossed, watching life roll by, thinking you'll finally enjoy yourself when the bills are paid, the kids are grown, the weight is lost, or the house is bought. But guess what? There's always gonna be something, always. The trick is learning to laugh while you're going through it. You ever meet somebody who's been through hell and back but still shines like the sun? That person isn't lucky. They're intentional. They've learned the secret. Joy is not about circumstances. Joy is about mindset. And sometimes laughter is the only weapon you've got to fight back with. It's not weakness, it's wisdom. It's saying, I see you, trouble, but you ain't taking me out today. I remember a time when I was flat broke. I'm talkin' couldn't afford. The free sample broke, and still I'd be cracking jokes with friends, laughing till we cried over $1 burger we were splitting 3 ways. Was life hard? Yes, but that laughter, that was my anchor. It reminded me I was still alive, still capable of joy, still human, and that meant I still had hope. See, we've been taught to be serious, grown, responsible, and yeah, life demands that sometimes. You gotta pay your bills, show up on time, take care of business, but don't let responsibility steal your joy. Don't let adulthood turn you into a statue. When was the last time you laughed so hard you couldn't breathe? That's the medicine you didn't even know you needed, and laughter, real laughter, is contagious. You ever laugh so hard someone else starts laughing even though they don't know what's funny? That's the kind of energy that lifts rooms, lightens hearts, and even brings healing. It's proof that even in a world full of stress, sadness, and struggle, we still got something inside us that can rise above. Now, I'm not saying laugh your problems away and ignore reality. I'm saying learn how to balance. Feel the weight of life, but don't carry it alone. Don't carry it with a frown all the time. Life is already heavy. Why add bitterness and misery to the load? Lighten it with joy. Take a deep breath, smile, find something funny in the madness, because sometimes when you can't change the situation, you have to change how you face it. And let's not forget, there are people around you watching how you handle your storms. Your kids, your friends, your coworkers, they see you keep laughing, keep pushing, keep loving life even when it's hard. That inspires them. That gives them permission to believe they can do the same. You don't have to wait for a vacation or a raise or a miracle to start enjoying life. The ability to laugh loud and live right is already in you, right now. No permission slip required. All you gotta do is tap into it. Some of the best laughs come from the messiest moments. Some of the best stories come from the most ridiculous times. So why not smile through it? Why not laugh loud enough to drown out the noise of worry? Laugh loud, not because life is perfect, but because you are still standing, because laughter is your victory cry, your way of saying, I might be struggling, but I haven't lost my joy. That's powerful. That's unshakable. That's how you live right in a world that tries to pull you wrong. So when the going gets tough, don't just get tougher, get funnier. Don't just survive, smile. And when life knocks you down, get back up with a grin and say, you hit hard, but you forgot. I laugh harder. Let's talk about what it really means to live right. Not Instagram, right? Not church on Sunday, but hell on Monday, right? I mean living with integrity and gratitude, the kind that runs deep, that shows up when nobody's watching, that speaks through your actions louder than your words ever could. Now, integrity, that's a big word people love to throw around but don't always like to live. Let me tell you straight, living with integrity means doing what's right even when it's hard, even when it's inconvenient, and especially when nobody's there to clap for you. You can't be out here switching your values every time the situation changes. One day you're honest, the next you're hustling people because you think you can get away with it. Nah, that's not living right. That's just living crooked with good excuses. When you live with integrity, you become trustworthy, and let me tell you something, being trustworthy is a kind of wealth money can't buy. People will do business with you, love you, follow you, and believe in you when they know your word means something. Your name will carry weight not because you're famous, but because you're solid. And in a world full of fake, solid is rare. Solid is gold, and let's not act like integrity is only about big dramatic choices. Sometimes it's the small stuff, showing up on time, owning your mistakes, telling the truth when a lie would be easier, returning that extra change the cashier gave you by mistake, how you treat people when they can't do anything for you. That's your real resume, and living right, that starts in those small moments. But integrity alone isn't enough. You also need gratitude, because even if you're doing everything right, if you're bitter, negative, and ungrateful, you're still missing the point. Gratitude is like fertilizer for the soul. It helps everything good in your life grow. Let's be real, we live in a culture that tells us to chase more money, more stuff, more status, more applause, but if you're not thankful for what you've got right now, more will never be enough. You'll always be reaching and never resting. That's a recipe for misery. You ever meet someone who has everything but still walks around like the world owes them something? That's a person who forgot how to be thankful, and gratitude ain't about pretending everything's perfect. You can be going through the worst season of your life and still say, you know what, I'm thankful I woke up today. I'm thankful I've got breath in my lungs, food in the fridge, somebody who loves me. That kind of perspective can flip your whole life around. Gratitude makes your spirit lighter. It changes how you move through the world. Suddenly, you stop seeing people as competition and start seeing them as fellow travelers. You stop whining about what you don't have and start working with what you do have, and that's when the blessings really start flowing, because God don't pour into a closed, complaining heart. He blesses the ones who stay open, thankful, and ready. And let's be clear, gratitude doesn't mean settling. You can be content and still hungry for more. The key is being grateful on the way to greater. Some of y'all won't smile until you reach the finish line, but life is happening now. The finish line might be 5 years away. You gone frown for 5 years, no. Learn to celebrate small victories. Learn to say, this isn't everything I want, but I'm grateful for what it is. That mindset, that strength, when you combine integrity and gratitude, you become dangerous, in a good way, unshakable. People won't understand how you stay calm, stay kind, stay faithful in a world that's constantly pressuring you to be selfish and cynical. But it's because you know the secret. Real success is how you live, not what you have. You can have the house, the job, the followers, but if your spirit ain't right, you're still poor. Meanwhile, some folks living in small apartments with second-hand furniture got peace, joy, and love. And that's wealth you can't deposit in a bank. That comes from living right. So every day, check yourself. Are you being real? Are you being honest? Are you thankful? If not, hit reset. It's never too late to straighten up. You don't need a new year, a new job, or a new relationship to start living right. You just need a new mindset. Wake up tomorrow and walk in integrity. Tell the truth, do the right thing, say thank you for everything, the big stuff and the little stuff. That's how you live right, not flashy, but solid, not loud, but real, not perfect, but grateful. And when you live like that, life will give back to you in ways you never imagined. Not because it owes you, but because you finally positioned yourself to receive the kind of blessings that only come to those who are faithful in the small things. That's real success. That's how you laugh loud. That's how you live right. Let me tell you something that'll change your life if you let it. You don't lose anything by clapping for somebody else. You don't get smaller when someone else shines. In fact, the more you celebrate others, the more peace you get for yourself. But see, a lot of people don't know how to do that anymore. They've been conditioned to compare, to compete, to treat life like it's one big talent show where only one person can win. But that's not how this works. Life isn't a competition, it's a journey, and if you spend your whole time looking left and right, you're gonna trip over your own path. Comparison will rob you blind. It will steal your joy, your confidence, your focus. You'll be doing just fine, feeling good about your progress, and then you scroll on your phone and see somebody else doing something bigger, faster, shinier. Now, suddenly you feel behind. You were proud of your little victory, now you're ashamed of it. Why? Because you let someone else's moment talk you out of your own blessing. Let's be real. Social media didn't invent comparison, but it sure put it on steroids. You used to just compare yourself to your neighbors. Now you're comparing your Tuesday morning to somebody's highlight reel from Dubai. But here's what nobody posts: the struggle behind the scenes, the tears, the stress, the sacrifices. You don't see that part, so you assume they've got something you don't, and maybe they do. Maybe they have different gifts, a different timeline, or a different calling. But what they don't have is your journey, your calling, your purpose. And if you keep comparing, you'll miss what was meant for you trying to chase what was meant for them. When you learn to celebrate others without comparing, that's when you unlock real freedom. You start walking in your own lane, running your own race. You can appreciate beauty without questioning your own. You can witness success without feeling like it means you've failed. That's maturity. That's growth. And let me tell you, clapping for others, that's powerful. That's sowing good seed. You think you're just being nice, but what you're doing is creating a spirit of abundance. You're saying, there's enough room for all of us. And guess what? There is. The world doesn't need one kind of talent. It needs yours too. But if you spend your time trying to copy somebody else's voice, you'll never discover your own sound. I've seen it happen. People too jealous to be happy for their own friends. They hear somebody got a promotion and say, must be nice. Someone gets engaged and they roll their eyes and say, let's see how long that lasts. That ain't winning. That's bitterness talking. And bitterness is like drinking poison and hoping somebody else gets sick. It don't work like that. On the flip side, when you truly celebrate others, something shifts inside you. You feel lighter. You feel happier. Why? Because you're operating from love, not lack. You're saying, if it can happen for them, it can happen for me too. And instead of hating, you're inspired. Instead of doubting, you're motivated. That's what keeps your heart soft and your spirit open to receive. You have to understand what's for you is for you. Nobody else can steal it, take it, or live it. And just because it hasn't happened for you yet doesn't mean it's not coming. Timing is everything. Some people are blooming in spring and you're a winter flower. But you don't dig up the seed just because it ain't grown yet. You water it. You nurture it. You wait, and while you wait, clap for the flowers around you. They're proof the soil works. One of the most beautiful things you can do is become the kind of person who cheers genuinely, who lifts others up, who shines light even when you're still in the dark. That's strength. That's character. And believe me, when your time comes, those seeds of celebration you planted will come back to you tenfold. And let's go deeper. Some of y'all are sitting on talents, dreams, and potential because you think someone already did it better. You see somebody else's business, their art, their music, and you say, well, what's the point? The point is you're not them. You've got something different to offer. Your voice hits differently. Your story touches somebody they can't reach. Stop silencing yourself because of someone else's volume. You've got to learn to stay focused. Keep your eyes on your own paper. Life ain't a test where copying gets you ahead, it'll just get you caught. Stay in your lane, and if someone passes you, wave at them. You don't know what lap they're on. You might be on lap 3 and they're on lap 10. That's okay. Keep running. So from now on, make it a habit to clap for people, loud and proud. Celebrate their wins, big or small. Say congratulations and mean it. Compliment people without thinking it takes anything from you. That kind of energy, it makes you magnetic. People want to be around that, and more importantly, that kind of heart opens doors that talent never could. Clap for others, celebrate their shine, and trust that when it's your turn, someone will clap for you too. Let me tell you something, peace is priceless. You can have a closet full of designer clothes, a driveway full of nice cars, and a calendar full of fancy events, but if your heart and mind aren't at peace, you won't enjoy a second of it. That's why one of the most important things you can do in this life is protect your peace and your purpose. Guard it like a treasure, because the world, people, distractions, and even your own thoughts will try to snatch it every chance they get. See, peace doesn't just fall in your lap. It's not passive. You have to fight for it. Sometimes that means saying no to things that look good on the surface but cost too much in your spirit. Every opportunity ain't a blessing. Some of it is bait. Some of it is a loud, chaotic detour trying to pull you away from where you were called to be, and if you don't know how to say, "This is not for me," you'll end up overwhelmed, exhausted, and off track. And let's talk about people for a minute. You can love folks and still keep your peace. Not everybody in your circle deserves access to your mind, your energy, or your dreams. Some people bring drama like it's a potluck dish. They walk into your life with confusion in one hand and gossip in the other, and suddenly you're drained and don't even know why. That's why boundaries matter. You've got to learn how to love some folks from a distance. For your own sake. It's not rude to protect your peace. It's wise. It's mature. It's self-respect. You don't owe anybody access to the parts of you that you've spent years healing. If someone can't match your growth, it's okay to wish them well and keep it moving. You can be kind and clear at the same time. I love you, but I don't do chaos. I respect you, but I won't compromise myself. That's power. Now let's talk about purpose. That thing inside you, that dream, that vision, that fire in your belly. It was planted there for a reason. You didn't just wake up one day and imagine something great for your life by accident. That's divine, that's purpose, and just like peace, you've got to protect it. Purpose doesn't survive in chaos. It doesn't grow in toxic soil. You've got to be intentional about your environment, your habits, and your mindset. Every day you wake up, there's a tug-of war between your potential and your distractions. Social media, negativity, fear, doubt, procrastination. They're all trying to pull you away from what you were made to do. And if you don't lock in, you'll look up and realize you've spent 5 years running in circles when you could have been building something great. Protecting your purpose means getting serious about your time. Time is your most valuable currency. You can get money back. You can't get time back. So stop giving it to things and people who don't move you closer to your calling. Stop entertaining nonsense. Every minute you waste on mess is a minute you could have used to write, build, create, grow, or rest. And yes, rest is part of purpose too. Don't wear burnout like a badge of honor. Hustling with no peace is just glorified stress. Protecting your peace and purpose also means learning to forgive quickly, not because they deserve it, but because you do. Bitterness is too expensive. Carrying resentment takes up space where your creativity, your joy, and your focus should be. You ever try to dream big with a heavy heart? It don't work. Let it go, not for them, for you. Peace isn't just about calm surroundings. It's about a calm soul, and while you're protecting your purpose, let me remind you, your path is yours. It won't always make sense to other people. That's okay. Everybody's not supposed to understand your journey. They didn't get your vision. They didn't hear what God whispered to you in the middle of the night. So don't waste energy trying to explain what was never meant for their ears. Move in silence when you need to. Let your results speak. And when doubt comes, and trust me, it will, you remind yourself who you are. You remind yourself why you started. Purpose doesn't always feel good. Sometimes it's hard, lonely, and slow, but it's worth it. Peace and purpose go hand in hand. One fuels the other. When you're living on purpose, your peace increases. And when you guard your peace, your purpose becomes clearer. That's how you build a life that feels good, not just one that looks good. So don't apologize for choosing peace. Don't shrink your purpose to make people comfortable. Don't delay your destiny trying to fit in with people who are never going where you're headed. You've got one life, one. Protect it, water it, live it, and through it all laugh loud, even in fight. Find the joy, because peace, purpose, and laughter, that's the holy trinity of a fulfilled life. That's how you live right.